Professor, do you have a minute? I need to let you know that I won't be able to make it to class next week. Actually, I won't be able to make it to class for the rest of the semester.
Oh really? And why, may I ask, would that be?
Well, I'm sure you've heard of the Occupy Wall Street demonstrations that have been taking place around the world.
Ha! Don't tell me you're going to skip my political science class for those vain protests. That's incredibly ironic and irresponsible. What do you think that's going to accomplish anyway? You're an intelligent student, Peter. Use your head, boy. Do you really think those so-called 99% are going to change the world? Don't be stupid.
It's not stupid. This is turning out to be the most important event in the history of my generation, and probably even yours. At last count, there were 951 demonstrations in 82 countries across the planet. And it's not a protest, it's a demonstration. A show of solidarity among the vast majority of the population who are not billionaires, and who are tired of being lied to by their governments about very important issues that affect us all. The bankers run the government, and are part of a broken monetary system that was doomed to fail from the start. They want nothing more than to see the population in debt, so that they can control us.
Peter, you sound like a hippie. And a conspiracy theorist. I never thought you would be one of those people. There is nothing wrong with what the governments of the world are doing. At least not so dark and deceptive. This is Canada. We have a completely different political situation than the States. And the bankers? Give me a break. Do you honestly believe that's true? Do you know how far-fetched that sounds?
I don't think it sounds far-fetched at all. And the problems we see aren't just limited to America. First of all, the credit system is used to lure people into debt using invisible money. Electronic money which only has any value in cyberspace. And the cash we use is worthless. It has been worthless since the 70s. It used to be worth its printed value in gold, but now it's really worth nothing. The World Bank is responsible for most of the crises in the developing countries across the globe. They grant big loans to poor countries knowing they will never be able to pay them back, and then charge outrageous amounts of interest, forcing those poor countries into insolvency. When that happens, those countries either agree to have the debt bought back by the World Bank, acting as the International Monetary Fund, effectively becoming owned by it, or they refuse. But, if they refuse, they risk having their leaders killed, a staged revolt, or UN sanctions brought against them based on lies.
Bullshit. You watch too many Bruce Willis movies, Peter. I don't believe that the IMF or the UN would have anything to do with such underhanded schemes. Those countries fall into their own messes, on their own. They're usually countries with underdeveloped economies, poor soil for crops, and lack clean drinking water. Do you really think the UN would have any part in this sort of evil?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Ha! Well, what about those people who are part of the Occupy demonstrations, who think that the money problems in the world are the fault of the corporations and not necessarily the banks or bankers?
Yeah, it's got a lot to do with them too.
Go on.
Well, you see, there are large corporations that operate in important sectors of society, like agriculture, medicine, and media. When these corporations want something to go their way, or they want to have a new product approved to be sold to the public, especially in the food and medical industries, these corporations use some of their money to fund campaigns or invest in initiatives in exchange for approval, or in exchange for a certain bill or legislature to be passed in their favor.
So you're saying they bribe the government?
Well, that's what I would call it. But they call it lobbying. Basically, lobbyists pay off senators and congresspeople to make the lobby they are representing look favorable, or to have a bill or a law passed that would help their company or industry make money. This is pretty easy to accomplish when there are so many lobbyists working closely with the government, and even easier when a lot of congresspeople and senators used to be employees of those corporations.
You mean like Monsanto?
Exactly. But the scary part about that is that Monsanto is actually a chemical company. They developed Agent Orange during the Vietnam War, which killed, poisoned, or deformed over 4 million people, including American soldiers and the babies they produced. They were also the company which streamlined the plastics revolution in the 1950s. And now, they are trying to patent our food. They've already created plants, like soybeans, which will not go to seed, so farmers have to buy new seeds every year.
Well, Peter, that just sounds like intelligent capitalism to me.
Yeah. Because forming a monopoly and claiming legal ownership over a basic necessity of life is good capitalism. Try telling that to the hundreds of thousands of farmers in India who have committed suicide because their crops fail, and they can't support their families. They owe too much money, and the price of Monsanto seeds, which is all they are legally bound to grow, is about 5 times more expensive than their old seeds. Personally, I think anybody in the world should be able to grow and eat anything they want, without facing copyright infringement. That is what is bullshit, Professor.
I suppose you have a point. Ah, I know. What about the war on terror? There is a war going on right now. Don't you think all of these theories sort of get disproven given the reality of war? I mean, doesn't it all seem a bit exaggerated, since there would simply be no importance of tricking the public considering how real the war on terror is?
Well, that's the thing, Professor.
What?
The war on terror is not real.
Son of a bitch, Peter, you're killing me here.
Just a minute now, bear with me here. The supposed war on terror is very much real. Well, now it is. But the evidence surrounding how it started is still being challenged by millions of people to this day.
Are you talking about the 9/11 truthers? Seriously, Peter, this is getting out of hand now. I really don't think I can stand here and put up with any more of your psychobabble. It is becoming quite offensive, really. If you have this sort of philosophy, then why are you taking my political science class?
I'm taking your class to better understand the political system as a whole. I do now, and I thank you for that. I signed up for this class with the intention of getting into politics to make things right, from the inside. Now, because of the Occupy movement, I may just get my chance. But I have to say, Professor, everything we just talked about, that is not my philosophy.
Okay then, what is your philosophy, Peter?
My philosophy is kindness.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I love you, Professor.
Okay, honestly now, where are the hidden cameras?
Ha! No, Professor. I don't mean it like that. Here. I want to show you something. Close your eyes.
I don't think so, Peter.
Come on. Trust me.
All right. But if you try anything funny, I'll yell.
I swear I won't touch you. You're not closing your eyes.
This is a free animation website, not Disney. This is the best you're going to get from me.
Fair enough. Okay, now just take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now, imagine the universe.
Okay.
And now imagine a tiny little atom.
Yes. Yes, I see it.
And now, picture the most beautiful thing you have ever seen.
Yes. Yes, I've got it.
Now feel it in your heart that you are simultaneously all of those things. I just blew your mind.
What did you do to me?
I showed you my philosophy. That's what I apply to the Occupy movement, in my own little way. It's not about us versus them, it's about remembering and knowing who you are. That they are a part of you, and you a part of them, and a part of everything all together, all at once.
Yes, I see it all so clearly now. It all makes sense to me. It's not about competition or being better than another. Those are concepts of ego and only feed negativity. Those negative thoughts and emotions only manifest into more hatred, which makes the situation worse. It's about understanding one another and making the world a good place to live, as hippie-like as that sounds. because it's true.
Exactly.
I love you, Peter. You've changed my life.
I love you too, man. And I'm happy that you've gotten a new outlook on all of this. But I need to get back to the art gallery. David Suzuki is giving a speech at 1 o'clock. He's one of my idols.
Really? He's one of my idols too. Ah, to hell with it all. I'm coming with you. The dean can take this job and shove it up his 1%.
Ha! Awesome.